not sure. I know he's going to talk about election integrity, but it's a big issue for the country.
Donald Trump lost the 2020 presidential election. Something's really wrong with this guy. I think he actually needs to be checked out.
Look, we can't re-prosecute that campaign. Anytime you're looking back, you're not looking ahead, and I'm looking ahead to these elections, and the president should as well.
He just needs to get over it and just admit that he lost and move on.
He's obsessed with the 2020 election, which he lost fair and square.
Reaction there from lawmakers on both sides of the aisle is pouring in today. It comes ahead of the president's primetime speech later tonight. CBS News is learning more about what the president plans to discuss, and some topics on the table: allegations that China meddled in U.S. elections. Let's go live to Washington and CBS News White House reporter Olivia Rinaldi. Hey, Olivia. So Caroline Leavitt, she had her first briefing after maternity leave today. Did she say more about what we'll hear from the president later tonight?
She did. She did talk about it, and we heard from the president yesterday saying that he is going to be talking about elections and voting machines. And as you heard there from lawmakers, and we can even tell you here at CBS News, this is something that the president talks about pretty consistently. It is something he has talked about since the 2020 election. And normally, when you have a presidential primetime address, the reason why they would ask the networks for that time to address the nation would be something at the level of a national security incident. President Trump addressed the nation during COVID. We saw President Joe Biden do it several times. The last time President Trump did it was about the war in Iran. So we are waiting to hear exactly what the president has to say tonight about elections and voting integrity. Our Ed O'Keefe in the press briefing today did ask Caroline Leavitt about it. Take a listen to her answer here.
It will shock you if you have an honest eye listening to the president tonight.
Will the president accept the results of November's elections?
Look, Ed, you should tune into the president's speech tonight before you jump ahead to conclusions about what's actually in the speech. Again, I've seen a lot of reporting and misreporting about what the president will say. We hope CBS will take the speech, and all Americans should take it.
So in any case, tonight the president will be talking in some form or fashion about elections and voting security. This is, of course, looking ahead to the 2026 midterm elections. Caroline was also asked whether President Trump would accept the results of the 2026 midterms. She did not answer that question, but yesterday, Vice President Vance did answer that question when he was on Capitol Hill. He said, of course, we're going to support the results of the midterm election. So we'll be watching to see what exactly the president has to say tonight, what new information he could give to the American public on a topic he has been talking about for 6 years.
Yeah, 6 years. Olivia, on a separate topic here, we know CBS News just confirmed reporting about a White House teleprompter operator. That person made nearly $100,000 from bets about the president's speeches. So what more are we learning about that?
Yeah, this is really a first of its kind story that we've come across today about this White House aide. It's someone who has been with the president for a long time. He's been his teleprompter operator since the first Trump administration back in 2016. But actually, Kalshi had figured out that this individual was making bets online based off of the president's speeches. So on Kalshi, you can bet certain things, whether the president will say words like election integrity or voting security or things like that, and make a bet on there. And as you mentioned, yeah, he made almost $100,000 off of those bets. However, Kalshi flagged it through their security team. They had been monitoring this individual. There's even some reports that they were flagged about it through separate whistleblower security channels where they track all of these things. So they had been watching this individual. Caroline Leavitt did also address this from the podium today. This is what she had to say about this person.
What steps is the White House taking to ensure something like that doesn't happen again?
Well, the White House has extremely strict ethical guidelines with respect to issues like this. And as I just told you, this individual will no longer be here. He'll be on paid administrative leave. I'm sorry, without pay. The administrative leave is unpaid, to be very clear. That was a decision by the president. So I think that speaks for itself.
In Mugo, there were some reports that said Kalshi had been tracking this individual since as early as March. So this clearly had been something that they were following for quite a bit of time.
Yeah, certainly seems that way. Olivia Rinaldi, thank you so much for your time today.